Kuatsi Kashtira El Suta. My English name is Maxine Garcia. I grew up in Santo Domingo, Pueblo. As an only child, since my brother was in the service, I enjoyed cooking, working in the fields, and making jewelry with my parents. When I got home from school, my parents always say, "Now you're home, go and change your school clothes because we have work to do, and speak your language instead of English. Only in school you speak English." When I was 4 years old, somebody gave me a toy nurse kit. I played with the nurse hat, stethoscope, ran around giving everybody shots and pills. It was a miracle I graduated from high school because I was encouraged to work in the fields instead of doing my homework. I had a hard time expressing myself because my first language is Carries. I don't know how I learned to read, but I did. Somebody was looking out for me. Afterwards, I wanted to explore the world. I never dreamed I would pursue a career in nursing. I applied for LPN school in Texas, but I got homesick and missed my family and our holiday traditions. After I returned to Dallas, I trained on the job and became a nurse's aide. 6 months later, I joined the Women's Army Corps because of the benefits and travel opportunities. I trained as a medic. Then I was stationed at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. It was the only solution I knew to get funding to go to nursing school. In 1970, I met my husband to be in the service and follow him to Sparta, Illinois. 2 weeks later, we got married and I started LPN school using the GI Bill and a scholarship. 1 year later, we had a son. I named him John. In 1981, I started RN school under the GI Bill and graduated in 1983. It was a miracle to get through the program, but I did it. I worked in the health field for almost 35 years. Because of my upbringing, I am a hard worker. I did everything I could for my patients. Some nurses feel there are jobs that are beneath them, but I was always taught to do something right the first time and help out wherever I was needed. After my divorce, I applied at a hospital and I was hired instantly. I worked in St. Louis, Missouri, a 20-minute drive across the Mississippi River from where I live in Fairview Heights, Illinois. I really love working there. I was one of the 12 nurses who were chosen to establish a high-risk cardiac unit. After 6 years, I moved back to Albuquerque, New Mexico, rejoined my family and the traditions I grew up with. I worked at the UNM and loved this, but slowly I became burned out with 12-hour nursing days. I took a break and moved to Colorado for 2 years. After I returned to Albuquerque in 2009, I tried applying for other jobs. They all require 6 months of experience to do laundry, clean rooms, and wash dishes. It didn't make any sense. I felt discriminated against because I was an older worker. For most jobs I applied for, I was overqualified, underqualified, or I didn't have the required certificate. I felt hopeless. I didn't know what I was going to do to start pulling my life back together. I was worried about becoming homeless and how I would pay utility bills. I didn't go anywhere or do much of anything I used to love doing. I started getting depressed and I needed a miracle. I remember my father teaching me everything happens for a reason, good or bad. Your life has been written for you even before you were born. It's like a script. People will come into your life for some reason. So embrace it, whatever they have to teach you, and follow your intuition. If it's good, follow it and be thankful. If it's bad, walk away and avoid it. One day I was looking up jobs at the workforce center and I was very frustrated. Someone was sitting next to me and told me about the job VA job developer. Needed lots of money to do a refresher course or to renew my license. One of the workers in the far cubicle overheard me asking for help to find jobs. He stood up and yelled out, "Have you heard about the SCSEP program?" After learning about the Senior Community Service Employment Program, I applied the next day. Within short time, I started the training program. The SCSEP program helped me supplement my Social Security income. I was so happy. I had a little more money for food. I felt valued, and I was able to get out and work again. On the job, I learned different skills, and I have more experience working outside of nursing. Today, I work at the Albuquerque Indian Center under the Nicole SCSEP. I am very grateful for this program. I hope tribal, state, and federal agencies realize the great need we have among urban Native elders. We need to increase funding and provide more on-the-job training and education programs for our Native elders. Like myself, we have highly qualified and experienced Native elders who are looking for different careers. How can you help us? Listen to our needs, train us for 21st century jobs, and create bridges, not barriers. Naitra.